Welcome, everyone. Welcome to STEMGo, saving time, energy, and money in your business. Good morning to you all if you're in Australia. If you're in the rest of the world, greetings in the world, wherever you are. Now, this show is a great show. It's broadcast live on Wednesdays, Thursdays, 10:15 a.m. And the great thing about this show, it features some great talented terrific business owners who do great things in their business. So productivity is a big, huge kind of abstract term. And I know a lot of people recently I've been speaking to about productivity in their business. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't help to identify what they need to do in their business. But we break that down. It's about being efficient, doing things quick, easily, efficiently, well. But at the same time, you're not necessarily going to be productive just by being efficient. You've got to be effective as well at what you do. Now, my next guest is Lauren Clemett, and she's going to talk to you about your personal branding and how you can be efficient all you like until the cows come home at what you do. But at the same time, you're not going to be effective in standing out in the marketplace unless you are able to compete really well and to do things very, very effectively in your business. So she's going to come and join me right now. So welcome to Lauren Clemett. Good morning to you. How are you?
I'm awesome. Thank you, Karen. Thanks for having me on the show. It's awesome to be here.
It's great to see you too. And I just found out that you're on holiday just down the road from where I am. So that's really cool.
Yes, I've escaped for a couple of days. I'm heading back to where I live this afternoon. So we should have caught up for a coffee. We should have been doing this over wine, probably.
We definitely should have. This would have been so cool. Anyways, it is a beautiful place. One of my favorite places is where you are right now. So I'm kind of, I was there yesterday actually. So maybe I could have even seen you yesterday if you were down there. Stunning. So yes, it is. So as always, if you are on live, come and have a chat, come join in the discussion, ask some questions. This is a great opportunity to talk to Lauren. If you're watching this on our profiles, don't forget you can come over to STEMGo as well. There's lots of great content on there for you to be able to, check in and check out a lot of great tools, technology tips and techniques for being efficient and effective in your business. So without further ado, let's talk to you, Lauren. Let's talk about what you get up to in your business that enables you to be productive. Because I know you've got something pretty special to be talking to us about today.
Well, there is something pretty special, but I like how you started today, the whole idea of you can be as busy as you like. You can, do all sorts of things to feel like you're hustling and still not actually be productive. And it's an interesting thing because I believe the entrepreneurial brain is different from the normal brain. And entrepreneurs have done something with their brain, which is a little bit superhuman. So congratulations if you're watching this and you run your own business and you're an entrepreneur, you're a superhuman because you have overpowered the fear center inside your brain. It's called the amygdala, and it's one of the oldest parts of the brain that is there really to keep us safe, to stop us making stupid decisions and doing things like getting into our own business. And we basically told our brain when we decided to become an entrepreneur that it should just be a little bit quiet and I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to face the fear and do it anyway. So we are, all entrepreneurs are a little bit superhuman, which is very exciting. The trouble is when you have a superhuman brain, you also have the kryptonite. And the kryptonite for an entrepreneur, which potentially is going to really hamper your ability to be incredibly effective with what you're doing, is called bright, shiny object-itis. And we all have it, every single entrepreneur, including myself, and I'm sure Karen will be nodding her head away. Yes, she's the same. Yes, we all have this bright, shiny object-itis, which is awesome. It's this amazing ability for us to come up with the most amazing ideas, to be incredibly creative, to develop amazing content, to help incredible people to do amazing things. But at the same time, it can be very distracting. And it can be, what should we do over there? Squirrel, quick, let's go and do that. And I should write a book about that, and I should do a program about this, and I should speak about that, and I'll start another business that does this. And it just diverts and distracts your attention. So it's interesting. I've been reading a book recently called The One Thing. which I don't know if anyone's read. I don't have it with me. I didn't bring it on holiday. I've read it and I'm rereading it at the moment. But it talks about how if you want to get real productivity, if you want to really achieve something massive, you have to get clear on what is the one thing that if you could do it, it would make everything else in your life either easier or unnecessary. So it's a good way to think about it. And it ties in really well with personal branding, because if you want to be the #1 go-to personal trainer or accountant or small business bookkeeper or wellness practitioner, especially if you are exchanging your expertise for money or changing your time into income, it's so vital that you decide, this is what I want to be known for. And once you've decided that, then when you do have that bright, shiny objectitis, instead of just impulsively acting on it, you will be much more aligned to say, is this going to take me closer to my goal, or is this a distraction that's going to take me further away? And that comes down to what sort of books you write, what sort of, and maybe if you want to sponsor things, it helps you decide what you say yes to. It even helps you decide which networking events to go to, or which social media channels to use, or which speaking event to say yes to and go be a speaker, and share expertise. It even helps you with the colours of your brand and your brand core message and what you say to people. It overrides everything. So I think, Karen, that's why I'm so passionate about personal branding, is it does help you stay creative and love that idea that you can come up with the most amazing innovations, but at the same time you're on this path, on this journey. And I talk about a brand being like your compass. It keeps you pointed in north, keeps you pointed in the direction of where you want to be heading, rather than going around in different directions. So that's my big tip for today, is really decide, what do I want to be known for? What do I want to be the go-to specialist for?
That's so good, because links in with a post that I put on a group yesterday about, because I'm confused. I have, for the last, I don't know how many years, but had multiple businesses. And I know there's a lot of people trying to make a living, doing the best they can, but one business doesn't seem to be enough for most people on this coast especially. And I think I found that in Australia generally is, it's not the kind of the thing, it's not the culture we had back in the UK where I'm from. You had one business, you focused on that one business, you did well, everybody knew you what for that one business was. And because in Australia, everyone's kind of so far apart, it is such a big country, and you're trying to kind of sell to a smaller nation. A lot of folk are struggling and needing to, and cost of living in Australia is huge compared to other countries. Finding that they're having to have lots of things going on, lots of threads, lots of strings to their bow, but at the same time, it makes it so hard to be good at any one thing and to promote that one thing really well. And that's who I am. That's what I do. That's me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't believe that personal branding should stop you from having multiple streams of income. I think you can have a number of business entities, you can have a number of different channels. You certainly should have multiple streams of income, because you can never rely on one source. Either the environment changes, or the government changes, or people change, and all of a sudden eating meat is out of fashion, and eating vegetables is in, and then next month it's all about eating dairy.
That's
or
right,
anything you could be doing. Personal training using weights is in, and next month it's all about personal training in the water. And you cannot just sit in one place. You're putting yourself at a big risk to do that. However, I do believe that you can create an overarching brand strategy, an approach to your brand that is part of your own DNA, part of your own passion and your purpose and your values and your desperate desire, as we all have, to leave a legacy on this planet and to be of purpose and to have meaning. That comes through your brand. It doesn't necessarily mean that you've got to be the face of all these different businesses. In fact, my big suggestion, especially given that when you're selling a service especially, you are constantly battling time, and there's never going to be enough time.
Sure.
And that's what makes it really hard to manage multiple brands and multiple businesses. You need to create brands that speak for you, so that you don't have to be the face of your brand, so that you don't have to turn up and exchange your time for money, that people can get the expertise or the knowledge or the products or the services, and the brand speaks for you. I mean, you don't see Richard Branson welcoming people onto a plane, but you get the feeling of his personality, that fun, that entrepreneurship, that generosity that he has of spirit comes through everything that he does. And all of the staff, the whole culture of his many different business arms come from that. And it's the same with Oprah. It's the same with Elon Musk does the same thing. You know, Steve Jobs was ideal at this as well. He didn't have to appear in every launch of every product. He just needed to be where he needed to be, where he was the most effective. And the rest of the brand, basically his personality leached out into it.
Sure.
And it became endemic in his companies. And that little touch of Steve Jobs. So, and that's the thing to aim for is, and I guess the big question that you can use to help you figure out what do you want to have as your overarching brand strategy is, how do you want to make people feel? Because Maya Angelou said it the best, she said, people will forget what you said, they'll forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel.
That's so true.
So I know of people who use a number of brands, or they know of a number of brands, and they've never even used their services, and they can tell you all about the brand, even if they've never bought a pair of Nikes, or they've never used FedEx, or they've never eaten Cadbury Dairy Milk. They'll always be able to tell you what the brand stands for, even if they've never experienced it. So it's really important to figure out what you want to be known for and how you want to make people feel.
So what we're saying here, Lauren, is it's not necessarily you're the face necessarily. It's not your face plastered everywhere. It's the message that you're sending, the ethos that you're creating, that people kind of warm to or know you for.
Absolutely. And it is a blend, Karen, of your DNA, your background, your expertise, your knowledge, your experience, plus also your natural skills and talents that all come over into that. I mean, it's funny, Richard Branson, I talk about him a lot in terms of an umbrella brand and how well he's done that. He is not a public speaker. He's very shy. He's very introverted. And he made himself do that. So, you know, there's all sorts of natural skills and talents that we have, and there's also skills that we've acquired that all flow over into our brand. And the nicest thing is, if you want to really grow your business and your brands large and get as big as you can to create as much impact, if you can infuse your culture of your business with your own personal brand, you will attract the right people to the business. You'll attract the right staff, you'll attract the right customers, you'll attract the right franchise owners or managers, because they love the culture above and beyond what they get paid for. They'll love being there.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And, you know, good old Branson's done a few good quids out of that, hasn't he? In terms
Absolutely. He nearly got kicked out of school. He's done very well.
Yes. And although he's not an eloquent speaker, like you say, he through his own admission, he's not a speaker. He's got dyslexia and he struggles to put words together. As a lot of people do, he still manages to come across as very endearing, very genuine, very authentic. And I think if you can do that, enough of that, it kind of overcomes that idea that he's not very good at kind of, delivering a message in the best way that other people can,
Absolutely. And it's important that you embrace all of your skills, even the ones that you think aren't that fabulous. I mean, I'm dyslexic, and it became one of my greatest assets. So, you can't ignore parts of you that are there. You just have to embrace it. And as you say, be genuine. And people love your energy. That's what they love about being around certain people, is their energy. And they can get that from your brand.
Sure. Oh, that makes sense. That helps me a lot, Lauren. Thank you so much. Actually, can I have my face in different places, wearing different hats and different costumes, and looking like
just too hard.
Completely confusing all my audiences all at once.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Confucius said you can't chase two rabbits. You'll catch nothing. There's that saying, a bird in the hands with two in the bush. You cannot. It's exhausting to try to do too many, to try to be different people.
Yes, it is. And it's not authentic. It's not authentic at all to try and be this to that bunch of people and this to that bunch of people, because at some point you're going to have this bunch of people in the middle who like this and this, but they think, hang on a minute, who am I talking to? That person doesn't seem like this person. I'm not getting this.
I'm not getting it. And the confused mind will never buy.
Yeah.
Because you need to be trusted. Know me, like me, trust me. Those are the 3 levels of buy. When someone wants to buy something, they want to know what it is you do and can it help them. what's it going to be like when I work with you or when I've got that product, and can you guarantee or can I trust that you're going to deliver what you promise on? And you know yourself, Karen, you've probably met people who've got one business on one side of a business card, and you turn it over and it's something else on the back. And how does that make you feel? You're just not sure about them, you know? If they're not certain about themselves, why should you be sure about them? Yeah, confusing, very. And you devalue your trust currency when you do that. You're trying to hedge your bets and get as many people on board. You're not in it for them, you're just in it for the money.
Yeah, so that's where we're talking about. That is not a very good, but it's not a smart, effective strategy, is it? It might be efficient. It might be great. I'll just buy one business card and allow have 2 businesses on this card, but it's not effective because it puts people off because you're sending different messages on different sides of the paper.
Absolutely. And the brain doesn't like it. The brain wants to know, who am I dealing with? Yes. And it's funny, it will not get over anything else in terms of buying from somebody until it's figured that out. And it's back to, I mean, it's protective strategy. It's the amygdala keeping us safe.
Yeah, that's great. And some classic examples there to help people along. And thanks so much for joining us today, Lauren. I hope you enjoy the rest of your holiday.
I do. And also, Karen, there's a really quick tool that I wanted to share with people that they can download for free. I know one of the things that when you are scattered a bit and you've got so much to do in your business, once you've decided on the one thing, it makes it a lot easier to plot and to plan and to strategize. But I created a tool when I was writing books, when I was an author. I wrote 3 books in 4 months. And it was all about planning and so on, but I hate to-do lists, Karen. I hate all this stuff everywhere saying do this, do that, and we are stretched in so many different directions. So I created a weekly action planner. I've actually got it with me here on the 2-day holiday that I've had. I've got here, this is the one I use, so I've written mine out. It only gives you space for 8 projects at a time, and that could include even, especially for us female entrepreneurs, home stuff, kids stuff, all the rest of it. But it only gives you 5 tasks to do for that one project. And the rule is I normally sit down for 10 minutes on a Sunday and I fill out my week ahead. What are the things I've got to get done? And it really makes sure that every time you get a moment, rather than jumping on YouTube or jumping on Instagram, you grab this and you go, right, what am I on to next? It keeps you on track.
That's super useful.
But it also means that if something is on there next week, that's fine. But if it lasts on there for 2 weeks, it's too big a task. So break it down to something even smaller. So you can't keep the same stuff just repeating itself over and over again. You've got to make incremental little steps. Because I don't know, Karen, I think we overestimate what we can achieve in the long term. In the short term, and underestimate what we can do in the long term. And I think it's important to get really clear with what we're trying to achieve. Otherwise, you beat yourself up about not doing anything.
Otherwise, you just have a long to-do list as long as I'd say you're on, but maybe some people it's longer than their whole bodies and they never actually get to the bottom of it. Things keep just dropping off the bottom and going back to the top again. And
if you're anything like me, you sit there and think, by the time I've written my to-do list, I could have done it by now. So,
for sure. So give a shout out then, Lauren, to places where people can get hold of you to access your services and your consultancy.
They can just search for me on Google. My name is, as a personal branding specialist, I'm all over Google. Ultimate Business Propeller is the name of the consultancy that I have. And I can put a link underneath the recording for this if you like to go and download that action planner. It helps you get 10 times more done in the week and it's free. So, there's lots of different places you can find me. I'm probably most active on Facebook. So you're welcome to find me there.
Stunning. Yep, of course. So, wow, that is awesome. So many tips in such a short space of time. That is efficiency. Hey, that is great.
Best things come in small packages.
Absolutely. And a great free tool. I'm looking forward to getting hold of that one. That sounds awesome. So, yes, we will definitely meet again, I'm sure. You've got a lot of great things to tell us. And yes, so thanks again and enjoy your beautiful holiday on the coast. What's not to enjoy on the coast? You just cannot.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
You cannot fail. Awesome. Thanks, Lauren. Take care.
Thanks, Karen. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow. Well, a super 15 minutes. This is what I'm saying about STEMGo, right? You can't go wrong. If you haven't got spare time, 15 minutes to learn some great efficiency and effectivity tools and to listen to some superb, talented awesome people that are doing great things in their business. What have you got time for? So as always, come see us 10:15 Wednesday, Thursday morning. And also you can come onto the STEMGo Facebook page, Saving Time, Energy and Money in Your Business. I've also got now a YouTube channel where all these videos are going to be placed and shared around, so that you can come across to that too. So yes, we'll put the show notes on the broadcast, so you've got access to how to find Lauren. And yes, all the best for a super productive day. And I look forward to joining you all again tomorrow, 10:15, same time. Bye for now. Bye-bye.